Hello, my name is Kara Lowe. Welcome to your practice. Today's practice is, I want to say ode to child pose, but as I've taught over the years, and now it's been about 15, I've really introduced to my student the idea of child pose as not a weak pose, but as a strengthening pose. So listen to my words closely today. The practice will be about 30 minutes. It's not to activate up and atom, like we're not rising and shining at this point. This could be used in the evening, in the afternoon, even in the morning if you understand the practice. As we're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It's a great way to promote this channel for the health of others. And in this time space, we also have a buy one, gift one, where you buy a yoga session for yourself and you're able to gift a gift of health to someone else. So look for that on my Facebook or Instagram. All right, power seat. It's where you come to on your yoga mat, your power spot. Bring your hands together in honor of your energy, centering, accepting, receiving. And I'll usually tip my chin down just as a reverence. I love the reverence piece. Into my practice I go. Sometimes you'll see my spine kind of start to go side to side. That just means I'm taking it all in. The energy is received. Setting your attention, appreciation, and then release your hands to your thighs. Again, remember that this is a practice to really soothe yourself. Allow your right ear to the right shoulder. Feel the breath entering the body and letting go. And then head back up, left ear, left shoulder. Feeling the length from temple to the tip of the shoulder. Sometimes I'll go into the elbow of the opposite side. Bring the head back up and then tuck the chin in. My collarbones stay wide. So a lot of this practice is about aligning the body for its best health. Lift your face up to the sky. Push through the chin. Push through your seat. Clear opening of the throat. The chakra energy here is truth. Good. Head back to center. Arms extend out to the side. It's to amplify energy out to your fingertips. Housed shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. Turn your palms up, draw your thumbs back towards the wall behind you, space behind you. Feel your shoulder blades coming a little more together on the back. Good. And then I'm going to drop into left hand and I'm going to slowly take my right arm up and over my head. Notice the C curve that happens in the spine. I'm not going softly into this. I'm going into it for the stretch. And then push off and land in right hand and left arm comes up and over your head. Push through. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Back and forth one more time. And then I like both hands to the sky here. Push down, stretch up. Hopefully you're starting to understand that. I'm pushing down through my seat bones. And then drop your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Push down, push back. Chest opens up. Shoulders slide back. And then hands come around and land on your thighs. Come on to hands and knees. You've noticed I have a pillow, a pretty firm pillow, that we'll be using as my bolster in this class. Hands and knees. Not too far forward with hands, and of course not too far back. You want ample space to move your ribs up and down. A soft release of your heart, belly, chest, chin forward. Breathe. Opposite action, push down, round, push down, push down, push down, push down. Send the spine up. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Back to center. Take a gaze towards left hip, then right hip. Back and forth a couple of times. I feel. Come back to neutral. Walk hands forward towards the top of your mat. This is called puppy pose. You keep your elbows off the ground. You bow down to bring the ears in between the bicep. And some of you more flexible could sit your hips back a little bit, but we're not in child pose. Good. Walk hands back in. Sit your seat back toward your feet. First time, resting back. If you need, you can always slide a blanket or a pillow to sit back on. That might be nice for my beginners. Resting into the ground. Nesting your ribs on your thighs. First one, nice to stack your hands. In the last couple years, you stay where you're at, I'm just talking, that I say, imagine a weighted blanket that lays across your spine. It's a lovely idea in child pose to feel your support from gravity itself. 2 more breaths. Receive. Slow rise back to tabletop. We will add down dog here. So find the energy of your seat. Sit bones high, heels down back, and your hands strongly supported by the mat. I find down dog great in the morning, great in the afternoon, and I really like it in the evening before sleep. Awesome. Bend your knees, walk forward, top of the mat. Body folds. Hands come up to your elbows. Let the weight of your upper body draw you closer towards the ground. Modifiers. Bend your knees, sit your seat back a little bit, and round more in the spine. If your knees are bent, stay like that. We'll slowly release the hands back down towards feet or earth, and then rise up, stand up, bring your hands up and over your head, and hands to your heart. Remember, we're staying on the softer side, then building up an ecstatic practice. So I'll go through sun salute, A, modified. So we're not going to do the step back. You'll get the hang of it, and then you can use this as medicine during any part of your day. So here we go. Inhale, arms up. Look up. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift. Fold back into self. Back up to the sky, hands over the head, hands to the heart. Keep moving. Inhale, arms up. Fold forward. Half lift. Fold in. Back to the sky, hands over the head, hands to the heart. I'm going to do it modified style, this last one. Inhale. Stand up. Exhale, fold in. Half lift. Fold in. Back up to the sky, hands over the head. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Hands land on your hips. Step your left foot back, high lunge. Right foot has the ability to move around, walk around, so that you get into the pose. Feel your belly button, heart, and throat. Arms go up. This, if you've been sitting all day, or you will sit all day, great opener of the hip flexor. Play with, if you want, right hand coming down, left arm reaching up, maybe a slight tip over, big work in the balance. Both hands back up to the sky. Hands to the hips, lean forward over right thigh, let right leg carry you back to the top. Breath work, inhale, arms up. Exhale, inhale, arms up. Exhale. One more time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, and you pause, and you pause, and you pause. Great. Hands on hips. Right foot steps back. Again, I practice a lot. My body's pretty flexible, so it's better for me to practice at my level. You back off where you need to or add on where you need to. Arms up. Quiet eyes. Soft gaze out in front. Then we played with balance. Left hand comes down. Right arm pushes up. And then tip over and out to the left side. At night, I'd say that you're untying the knots that sometimes life creates in the body. Both hands back to the sky. Hands to the hips. Lean out. Left leg carries you back forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Good. So let's play a little bit with a few poses. We'll flow through them. We'll just hit them almost one breath so that we're, again, untying the knots, and then we'll come back down to the ground. Good. So step your left foot back, kneecap toes, 10 o'clock. Arms go up towards the sky. So what you're going to hit is just that stretch point. So good. And then open yourself into warrior two. Find the pose. Meet the stretch point. Clearly, spine straight up and down. Quiet face, right hand. And then turn your palm up. My stretch point is kind of that aha moment where you just get it. You feel it. Good. Bring your forearm to your thigh. Big push, press through, stretch. Meet the pose. So good. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Glide, slide, reach. I go out forward first. Leverage. Land in the shin. Turn hard. Stretch. Left arm up. Meet the sensation. If you like a little shoulder opener, hand back. Turn gaze up. Hand back to the sky. Body back to stand. Experience. Hands to the hips. Right foot turns in. Arms go out. Hit the spot. Sometimes it creates a smile on the face. Hands to the hips. Shoulders float up. Shoulders roll back, heart high. Experience. Fold forward. Not here for the 10 usual breath, but maybe 2 or 3. I'm keeping my hands on my hips to feel the sensation of a push back, tip forward. One more breath. Big push down helps me stand back up. It's my legs, not my spine, that lift me back up. Good. And turn yourself back to the top of the mat. Good. Breath work, sigh sound. Inhale, arms up. And sigh. Good to be here. Inhale, arms up. Sigh. Good. Refreshing. Inhale, arms up. And sigh. Good. You're staying at the top of the mat. I'm turning back behind because I like to stay with my gaze toward you. Right foot steps back to a clock. Arms go up and out of that leg. So remember, we're just in it to experience the stretch. Then I open to warrior two, land in it. For flexibility, my back foot walks back a little more. Hit this experience. Turn your left palm up, gather up and back. I feel. Soft landing, extended side pose. Push through. If you tend to go down to the ground, go for it. Back into warrior two. Steady she goes. Straighten the front leg. Slide, glide, reach. Left hip crease pulls back. That's that biggest sensation. Land in the shin. Stretch up. Maybe turn gaze up. I added that one piece. Shoulder opener. Hand back to the sky. Body back into standing. Good. Let's come down to the ground. So bend your knee. Come back down to the ground. Foot pulls back. Haven't been to the earth yet in this way. Lower knees down. Take your time, body down. Cobra, shoulders back, push through the hand. Let your arms be more in the pose than your spine lifting you up. Push down. The energy of the arms carry you up to let the spine hammock forward. Back to ground. Slowly coming back to child pose. Now watch what happens. I'm going to get my firm long pillow. Bolsters are great too. A lot of people don't have bolsters. I'll tuck myself into the pillow and then I'll come down into, you can stack your arms again. You can lay your face down, laying on the bolster. I'm watching my microphone, so I won't dive too deep into the bolster, but I want you to. So you would call it a supported child pose, where the support in two or one pillow, a bolster, supports you slightly in your lift as you feel the weighted blanket coming down across your hips, your back, your heart. 5 more breaths. Two breaths. Slowly back into tabletop last down dog. So cushion comes off to the side. One more strong stretch of heels back, heart back, connection to self. Bend your knees, walk through to sit down. A little quiet time, mini meditations. I like to add this into this part of the class, no matter how long. It's a not back into the thinking mind pose. It's a relaxing away from the thinking mind down to the heart. You could even drop down into your pelvis. So as soon as you notice that the energy goes back up into your head, drop it back down into the heart and the belly. The training is just doing it over and over and over again until one of these days it just starts to click into place. You watch your thinking mind enjoying taking over, and you start to understand that you can release away from that back into the center. Breathing is a perfect complement. I feel my breath coming in my body, and I feel the breath releasing from the body. I feel my breath coming into the body. I release the breath from the body. You can count it in, 2, 3, 4, and count it out, 2, 3, 4. Receiving the goodness of this practice. 5 more breath. 4 breath. 3 breath. 'Good. I'm going to stay facing you for this last sequence or section of the class. You stay facing forward on your mat. Gather your legs in and push your heels forward. Massage the legs. Fine. Step your right foot in. What I like about this visual is that there's a tendency for you to hook your foot into your calf, and then you've got to get way over and out to the twist. So find the alignment of your shin straight forward, knee up towards the sky. Drop your right hand back. You can see my collarbone. Take your left arm up and then come over and out, letting the connection turn your heart a little further, and then you've got a nice ability to swivel the head more. So let the head reach back. I stay flexed in my left foot to stay in the body. Those are ways to stay out of your head. Still feeling the inner left ankle pushing forward. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Come back around to the front. Push through. Good. And then as you bring your left hand down, the right knee goes out to the side. Good. Pull your foot in. Awesome. Hand comes to the heart to pull me over towards the left foot, and then I'll go up through, and then forward you go. Good. Bow into, maybe foot latches around. That would be hand. Hand around foot. Foot latches around hand. I guess you could look at it that way. Come forward and surrender into. Good. Lift back up, stretch back up. One of my favorite stretches for my body is to turn, drop back into right hand, push off into left foot, and come up and back. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Maybe heart up towards sky, and slowly have a seat back down. Good. You can bounce the legs out. Second side. Good. Coming into left foot steps in, left hand back, right arm up. I said that fast, but we get there. Good. Bring the elbow across, tuck, rinse, turn. Feel the weight of your pelvis. Feel the action of your right leg. Stay in the breath. 2 more breaths, I feel. 1 more breath. Back to the front, push through, stretch up. Good. And hand back down. Your left knee falls off to the side. Bring your foot to your thigh. Hand heart out to the right. Both arms go up swimmingly. And then lean forward. Stretch, 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 stretch. Landing in. Hand wraps around the foot or hands wrap around the leg. You want a little support to get you forward. 2 2 more breaths, Janu Shirshasana, Sanskrit, forehead towards knee pose. Lift back up, stretch back up, reach back up. Turn yourself to the left, push off left hand, stretch up and back. I feel. I shifted just slightly forward into a back bend. And then slowly releasing yourself back down. Good. Let's turn ourselves. Our final pose will be the child pose on the bolster, firm pillow. But let's finish off with first the laying back and bringing the knees into the chest. Really nice compression in the low back. I would rock side to side. Then let's uncross the feet and push them up to the sky. This pose is all about letting the blood flow drain out of the legs. We're here for about 10 breaths. I'm pointing and flexing my feet. Some loop around to the inside, outside. I even enjoy just letting the legs, even in the looping, go just slightly out, a lot of bit or a little bit. I'm kind of the a lot of bit, but that's just the way it goes. Then let yourself come back up and into the legs, up and over the pelvis. How do we get back into child pose or Shavasana, if that's one of your favorites? We're going to drop ourselves back into bringing the shins crossed. I'm going to rock forward and back 2 or 3 times. You might say no and use your hands to help you sit back up. Once you're back up, cushion, pillow, or none of the above. Prep, pull the bolster or cushion back into self, and then you'll lay yourself over the cushion. Good, and you'll melt down into remembering the imaginary weighted blanket laying over you. I don't have a weighted blanket, but maybe if you do, you would even provide yourself with that when you rewatch this video. If you have one ear down, which I'll usually have one ear down facing one direction, I'll lift my face up and I'll come into the other ear. This is a great pose to do even without a practice in the evening. Have your yoga mat out in your bedroom or your rec room, workout room, and just go for 5 minutes resting with a stretched open back. Resting your bones down into the earth. It's a prayer pose for a lot of religions where you come down deeply into the earth. Reverence for. Stay here for as long as you like. I'll call you back if you want to come back out of. Take your time. Make your way back into a seated position. Shins crossed, heel in front of heel, half lotus, full lotus. Always such a good feeling in the body to have moved, reconnected to the spirit, the soul. Gather your hands in prayer at the front of the heart. If it's morning, you're setting the intention for the rest of the day. If it's evening, looking forward to a good night's sleep. The light in me, the wisdom in me, honors the light and wisdom in you. Namaste.